What's up, everybody? I have an idea for a what if today. So today's what if is, what if when the Vengeful Spirit, Horus's flagship, crash landed on Earth after Horus and the Emperor had their duel and Horus was slain, what if a handful of Marines went to the remaining of the Vengeful Spirit to make sure it's cleared out of traitors and demons and everything else? They managed to find the broken body of Garviel Loken after Erebus stabbed him. And in this what if, they decide, because a cherub actually flown to them and shown them, hey, the last recorded moments of Garviel Loken and Abaddon, and then showing that Erebus stabbed him through the back. So yeah, we're gonna run into this whole idea, and I just want to see if you guys like it. So comment down below if you guys would change anything about it. Like the video, so that way you tell me you guys do like it, and then subscribe to the channel to see more what if videos and also any other content I make. So let's get into it with the script I have. The Vengeful Spirit lies shattered over Terra. The War Master is dead, the heresy has ended, but not without scars. But in the wreckage, among twisted iron and demonic residue, there is a small patrol to find something unexpected, a fallen hero, and a chance for redemption. So what if the last loyalist, Garviel Loken, the last Luna Wolf, was given a second life? And I'm kind of taking this from Giannis from the Grey Knights. So I'm gonna go down here. They're called the Ghost Wolves. Their tag is, "We are the echoes of loyalty, the ghost of those who stood when all else fell." And they are a sort of mixture between Black Shields and Grey Knights from the initial of the Grey Knights, where Malcador took a little bit from the Traitor Legions and Loyalist Legions to create the Grey Knights. This is what they are as well, but a little bit more. They're more out there. They're not as not well known as the Grey Knights. Like, they know of the Ghost Wolves, but they're not just like, oh, it's a culling throughout the whole thing. So the founding is the second founding, late in 31, formed directly after the Horus heresy by decree of the surviving loyalist Primarchs, Rogodorn, Vulcan, and Rabute Gilliman. And in my canon, in this what if, Rogo and Rabute weren't as down for it, but Vulcan is the one that said, we need this. We need to have him. The purpose is to serve as a symbol of unity after the heresy, a chapter composed of survivors from multiple legions, bound by loyalty rather than gene line. So like I said, Grey Knights, Black Shields, and then in the M40 case, it's also the Death Watch. Now, their gene seed origin is technically classified as Luna Wolves, sons of Horus gene seed, but heavily stabilized through Custodes' oversight and Mechanicum alchemy. It's always a hard word for me to say. Alchemy. Many Mechanicum logs refer to it as Canis pattern gene seed, referencing both Loken's legacy and the chapter's wolf iconography. Now, the notable traits are they have enhanced memory cohesion from the Luna Wolf line. They also have an echo recall. Veterans experience memories of other legions through shared gene coding. So you could have one who remembers like all the things they were supposed to be taught if they were a world eater. Another, everything they were supposed to be taught if they were, let's say, a Thousand Sun. They all have different little things. And then the final is they have minimal mutation, extreme purity compared to post-heresy successors. So we know that the Grey Knights are their gene seed comprises from Emperor. Black Shields, they don't really have. They're just a grouping of a bunch of different factions, chapters, and that's what this is. So because the Custodes, who honestly don't really care much for him, they don't care much for this idea, but because the Primarchs were like, we entrust you with this, they're like, okay, well then we're gonna do it our way. And so that's what they do. Now, their primary color, as I was already shown as best as I could, is they are ash white with faint silver blue undertones. Their trim is deep gray or faded black. The symbol is a howling wolf skull overlaid by a half-broken Luna moon. They have pale blue lens eyes, and they often carry fragments of burned Legion banners, a mark of remembrance, not allegiance. Their chapter motto is, "Never again shall brother slay brother." And I get the whole, well, technically the heretics are brothers. I think in the terms of that, it's more of loyalists will not slay loyalists, but traitors are fair game. Just like the Fallen with the Dark Angels. Now, their battle cry is, "Echoes of the dead rise with us." Their chapter homeworld, they don't have one. They're a fleet-based chapter. The chapter organization is the Conclave of Ash. They have 5 senior captains who represent a different gene heritage: Iron Hands, Imperial Fist, Salamander, Ultramarine, Luna Wolf. Whichever one is in the biggest market. So like if they have more Salamanders than they do Iron Hands, Salamanders get the Iron Hands seat. It's like a council almost. Now they have the Voice of Echoes, chaplain equivalent, carries the cherub automata that shows the ancient recording of Loken's defiance. And then the Howl Guard, elite veterans clad in blackened cataphracti Terminator armor salvaged from the Vengeful Spirit. So they are taking sort of heretical items, which that's normal. But then they have their combat doctrine. Their specialization is shock assault and counterinsurgency. Tactics, heavy use of drop pod insertions, use of echo protocols, replaying Loken's last transmission across Vox before every battle to remind them who they fight for. And it frequently redeploys alongside inquisitorial and custodian forces when corruption is expected. In my whole thing, they do not agree. They like the Space Wolves, the Ghost Wolves do. They do not like the Grey Knights. So that's somewhere where they differ. Their preferred weapons are power swords and bolters, and then they have a heavy use of jump packs and dreadnoughts. Now, their notable characters are, just like Giannis, a Garviel Loken Reborn Chapter Master. So every single one that dies, they get reborn. They take the gene seed out and bring it to a new one. That is now the new Garviel Loken. Seraph Unit 09, the Cherub of Truth. That is the original cherub that showed Garviel Loken being still a loyalist and telling Abaddon, hey, should surrender and give up. And then their final is Captain Lysand Rene. He's a former Imperial Fist captain who now leads the Conclave of Ash. Handles logistics and maintains relations with the Inquisition, and believes the Ghost Wolves, sorry, talking so fast I can't speak as well, he believes that the Ghost Wolves are a punishment made into a blessing. So yeah, the original Luna Wolves became the traitors of the Black Legion, but now they have one on their side that is willing to fight for them. And now thinking about it, I think there would be a 4th member, and that would actually be Iskander Kaon, who I have a picture of him up right now. He is a Black Legionary known as Breaker of Kings, I believe as one of his titles. He's a Thousand Son that made his own father kneel to Abaddon. And right now in the lore, he is actually captured, and we don't know he seems to have just given up the whole chaos loyalist thing. He's done with the war. I think he would actually, in this lore, in this continuity, he would join the Ghost Wolves after being captured, being like, yeah, I was really wrong. I shouldn't have joined the Black Legion Raiders. That was a bad idea. I love that character. He's my favorite Chaos guy. And we've already went through the relations, so yeah. I want you guys to tell me how you guys think about this. Some notable events of the Ghost Wolves is that they fought with the Space Wolves against the Grey Knights at the Battle of Armageddon. After the Battle of Armageddon, not during. And then they also they did enter the Badab War, but they didn't fight the same way. They watched it because they were waiting to see who was gonna come out on top. But then when the Carcharodons came in, they decided to leave. They're like, yeah, we're done here. They saw the Minotaurs beat the absolute crap out of the Lamenters, and they now have a deep resentment, not only towards the Grey Knights, but also against the Minotaurs as well. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. What do you think of my idea about Garviel Loken reborn into the Warhammer 40k setting? And also like the video and subscribe to the channel so you guys get more of this. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.